Hello folks, Sam Owens here, and I have got a subject here that is very popular with the public around the world. The light bulb camera pan and tilt. It seems like that everybody wants one. I put a video product operation on my YouTube channel, and it has taken off with a lot of questions about the camera and whether you need a cloud, how do you wire up the light socket. So I'm going to cover those, and in my first video I did show the light socket being wired, but I had someone that told me, Sam, you need to cut that kind of stuff out because we know how to it's wasting time. Well, I see it is not wasting time. There's a lot of people out there that don't have electrical skills. So I'm going to start with that, the light socket that you get. Everybody gets one of these with the camera, and you don't have to use this. I had one question that said, Sam, do you have to use this, or can you use any light socket? You can use any light socket. This base, this is a E26 base, which is your standard light sockets that you've been accustomed to all the time. It will work in any, and if it's already wired with 120 light or electricity, it will work. This takes 120, which all lamps and everything, your light sockets in the wall, operate off of that. So don't worry about having to wire this. But I'm going to show, sometimes people may say, I want to put an extension cord on here and use this base to put it where you want to. So I'm going to show that first, because I wished I hadn't listened to that fella and took it off, but I showed how to wire these connections, and we're going to look at that right now. This is actually for a lamp cord, so I may just go ahead and show this because everyone is going to have one of these, and everyone probably has an extension cord that is like lamp cord right here. This is speaker wire, which is about the same thing. And this is designed with these little cutouts to fit right in there with two screws that you can mount this somewhere, okay? So I think everybody can handle that. Let me show you what you have to do. A piece of wire. You can get a connector to go on the end. Now this one, it wouldn't fit that. It would fit the green cord that I just had right here for the heavy duty cord. But you can get a lamp plug that you can mount on there that just has two terminals, and then you connect that, and then the other end is going to have two wires. It would be good if you had some wire strippers, and then most of the gauge wire is 18 gauge, and right on this it will tell you the different gauge wires, and you select that. And then you go over about a 3/4 of an inch, you snap down and then pull off. And that will handle giving you a connection point. And then you twist the wires like that. Underneath, in that channel under there, that's what that's made for. So I twist this real good. And then you put her right in there. And then you squeeze her down with the screw. Okay. And then you take the other one and put it in there, making sure you've loosened it up enough. Really give it a good loosening and then push. That's why you want to make sure, get that tightened up and then push it in there like that, and then tighten this down like this. See? And I'm tightening down. Give it a good firm tighten so it doesn't pull out. You do not want it pulling out. Okay, now you need to have a cover over this. What I do is I take a piece of duct tape, and you can just kind of push this down in there and squeeze it all around in there. And it will do the job, because you do not want this exposed. And even put a couple of pieces in there, or cover it with a piece of cardboard or something. But if you screw it down, then no one is going to be able to stick their hands up. You don't want anyone's hands being able to get and touch those terminals. You're dealing with 110 or 120 volts, so keep that in mind. And what this does is allows it to be screwed down, and this will not be under the edge. And now we can plug this in to power, and we have a portable power source right here that you can do a lot of things with the camera. You can mount it upside down and have the camera this way, like here. Screw it in. Take the base. If you do this, you're going to take the base and screw it in good. The camera can be mounted in this direction. Now, if you mount it in this direction, and that's the way they always show it, because most porch lights are hanging down. But you can mount this vertical, because you may want to view up at the sky for various reasons, to capture things happening that way. There is a software in the app that allows you to tilt the video from being upside down. Like this, it would be upside down. It's in the upper right hand corner of your viewing screen, and it's like a 180 arrow going around. So we're going to look at that when we get to the app. So when you do this, you have to set this camera up initially with a Wi-Fi signal and get it all connected. And you also have to do this conversion of the way you mount it. I'm going to show also you can operate the camera without Wi-Fi, but you have to mount it in the same position, vertical or horizontal, as you set up in the app. You cannot change it without Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is necessary to make camera changes, but you don't have to have Wi-Fi to operate the camera all the time. So I'm going to kind of go over that. All right, there is your connection, basic, with this and the base that they give you. If you want to use another base, you can. Anything. And there's the connections right there, and they have to wrap around. So everything is different, but what you want to do is make sure that your plug is not plugged into AC when you're using those connections at the end. Very, very important. I want to keep this to the most simplest point. Safety is the most important thing when you're working with electricity, so don't have anything plugged in when you're working with the camera, the connections that I've shown you, absolutely not plugged in. The only time you want to plug it in is when the base has been wired and you have some protection underneath or mounted so that you can't get your hands underneath it and get shocked. Okay, so right there, the camera is ready to view in that position. And all I have to do is plug it in. This is the way I have mine positioned for the video to appear, is mounted vertical, not down. Okay? So if I were gonna mount mine down, the picture would be upside down until I go into to the settings and make the conversion. So keep that in mind when you work with the camera. Set it up first, and then you can do away with the Wi-Fi and just use the camera. I'm going to show using the camera without Wi-Fi because I think it's the best way. You don't have to have a cloud. If people tell you you have to subscribe to the cloud, that is totally false misinformation. You do not have to have a cloud to operate this. So don't listen to that. I can't believe why people do that. I've had my camera for probably, I think, since August, and I have not had to have any clouds whatsoever. You're limited in viewing the video because the cloud gives you more flexibility for capturing the video and being able to display it better. I can go with that, but if it's not important, if you could pull the memory card out of here, put it in your computer, then you've got everything you need. You capture your video and watch the video on your computer, and that will work. Okay, now I'm going to plug this in, and my camera has been set up for a vertical application like this. Vertical meaning it's mounted vertical, up, I guess you would want to say. Okay, this is another application. Now, I'm going to plug this in, and I want you to see what happens. I don't have any Wi-Fi connected. This is my router, but I don't have it connected, but it will try to connect because I have it on, and let's watch what happens. After about 15 or 20 seconds, it's going to go through some gyrations and some noise, and it's going to spin to the stop point. It's going to go all the way back, up, down, and at some point it will stop. Okay? And then it's going to try to connect. Now, one thing I wanted to show you, and this is one thing people don't realize, you're not going to hurt a thing if you sit there and move this camera any way you want, down, up. In other words, it goes all the way to a stop that way, and it goes all the way to a stop that way, 360. But it won't go around and around. Okay, so if I decide I want to go there and go up a little bit to get the sky, maybe sunsets or something you could capture with that. Stop it there, and if it's not connected to the Wi-Fi, but it is right now, it will stay in that position. It will not change. It won't move or anything. Now, tracking is another thing. If this thing will track. Folks, you can see right now my Wi-Fi is connected to the app, and this is the app, and that's my camera, and that's me. But look, it says watch full video recordings for up to 30 days, anytime, anywhere, try now. They are trying to get you to subscribe to the cloud because that is where they make the money on these cameras, not on the camera, physical camera itself. It's like the old printer and ink thing. The printer they almost give you, but the ink costs you 60 bucks. And so that's what it is. If you can afford and you want to pay for the cloud, by all means get it and enjoy it. But you don't have to have it. I have so many questions come to me all the time. Sam, I get word that you have to subscribe. If you don't subscribe, your camera is not going to work. That is absolutely false. I'm telling you from experience of working with my camera, it has never failed to record or do anything I want, regardless if I'm hooked to the internet or I'm just working the camera through its internal software. It's designed to record live video all the time, and it will do it without any cloud or any Wi-Fi. Okay, now this is the way the software works. If I want to click here, okay, this is that little thing that switches it. If this picture is not straight up, and right now if I had it hung up like this, see, I'm upside down right there. I'm upside down. If I need to turn the picture over, up here next to your settings is a little sweep with a circle. When you see that, that is a flip command. Just click it, and there. See, now I flipped it, and now I'm upside down. That's wrong. So I can flip it back. This is the question I get all the time, is can you mount it in a lamp or what have you? It defaults to this mode right here because most people do that. And if you mount it up in a lamp, then you're going to have to do this flip command, which is right there. You need to explore the app all the way around. And like I said, you have to set the camera up first with this tilt, and then always mount the camera in that position. I like looking and tracking the stars in the skies and various things, the planes and the sunsets. So I like mounting mine like this so that I can tilt up. If you mount it like this, you cannot tilt up. You can only tilt down and forward. So it's designed to have people level. So the sky is this way or up. Okay? I'm hoping this kind of information will help a lot of people find out what they can do with their camera. And it's so much control that you can have. You don't really, like I say, need the app to do it. You can say you're wanting to see a particular area of the sky where the sunrise is going to go. You can sit there and tilt this to exactly the point you want, twist it this way, that way, and down, any way you want, and it will not change without the Wi-Fi. It'll stay where you put it. If you use the Wi-Fi, and you know how it goes around and then it points straight down, you just simply grab this and twist it to where you want, and it will stay that way. So I just want to point these things out because most people may think, oh, I'm going to break it. You're not going to break it. It will work just fine. All right, now if you want to, let's watch with the Wi-Fi on there. Click on this. You get a circle here, a control. If I want to go down with it, I can go down. I can go left. I can go right. And there. Okay, I'm going to go up. And there I am. Okay, so the thing is my Wi-Fi is right next to it. It will work the best if your Wi-Fi is as close as you can get to the camera. The camera does not have the most strongest Wi-Fi reception. It's a very inexpensive camera, so they did not put a lot of receiving software in there for being able to mount the camera a strong distance away and going through walls and stuff like that. The camera will not fully operate 100% if you're like 100 feet away from your Wi-Fi or 80 feet. You need to be within, say, 30 feet of the Wi-Fi signal for the most reliable connection. So keep that in mind when you're installing the camera. If you can move the Wi-Fi closer to it, or get what I've got. This is a Wi-Fi extender, and a Wi-Fi extender could be mounted very close to this, and it connects to your main Wi-Fi, and you will have a good signal that way. So there's a lot of things that you can look into to make these cameras really work well. I just wanted to point that out. Now I'm going to turn the Wi-Fi off and show you that this will still record and work. So I'm going to turn the Wi-Fi off, and we're going to see, let's see. See, it's starting to load. It's trying to load. It lost the Wi-Fi signal, see? Loading 30%. So I don't have any Wi-Fi right now, but it's recording this video, and I'm going to do a circle around showing that it's going to record this, okay? And then I'm going to go like this, so we see that this was the video I was recording without the Wi-Fi. And let's see if it'll come on. See, it will not come on. I do not have the Wi-Fi at all. And let me go over here. It will not come on. So the Wi-Fi is offline. But it is recording, and right now I'm going to have it to record something that I'm putting up, this light plug, so you know that this is doing it. And I'm putting my face right up here at it. Okay, this is recording without the Wi-Fi, and it'll do it fine. Okay, you just watched the video from the memory card. Now I'm going to stick it back in, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, and remember, you take the colored side, you want to go to the black side with the contacts when you see the camera, and I just stick it right in there. Be very careful, because some people have actually put it in at an angle and lost the card down into the camera. If you do lose it, no problem. Get another memory card. You don't have to retrieve it. Some people have taken it apart. But you want to go straight in, not at an angle. Straight in. right there. See how it's kind of tilted? And then you take your fingernail or this edge right here and push down. And there, it locks in. Listen.
Memory card inserted.
I rest my case. Okay, motion detection and motion tracking are two different things. If you want to do motion tracking, you have to go into camera settings. Under settings, the basic setting, up at the top, camera settings, go there, and then go down here to motion tracking. And I'm going to click that, and now it's going to allow me to see how it's taken off. Now it's looking for motion. So now I'm going to go back, and we're going to go back to our main view. Okay, see, it's got a picture of the lamp. And now, whoop, I'm going to get it to look at me. And see there. Okay, now it's zeroing in on me. Now I'm going to move a little bit. Let's see, I got to go over here toward the camera to capture it. See, and now it's going to track me. Watch. There, see? There we go. Now I'm going to go over toward the, cool. See? Now, can you have fun with this or what? If you have kids, you can have a whole evening of fun just playing with this camera. Okay, so I don't really care about the tracking. I want to use the video for tracking things that are going on around the outside of my house. So that's what I'm going to use it for. And you see, as I move around, I'm going to go here and I'm going to go back and turn it off. You go to camera settings and I turn tracking off, and it won't do that. Let me tell you, once you set up camera tracking, if you decide you turn the Wi-Fi off, it will continue to work for 4 or 5 hours, 3 or 4 hours, something like that. But then it will go away and it will not track after a while. So it will do it for a while without Wi-Fi. There's a lot of fun you can have and a lot of control, and you can do a lot of things, watching animals, you name it. Your imagination is the key. And I get so many questions from my original video, people wanting to know how things work, and they hear all this information. I wanted to make this video to help you understand this is a fun camera. It's not really meant for surveillance. It's to capture things that you can sit there and move the camera around and capture animals in your yard in the middle of the night. It has a great infrared that lights everything up around, and you can capture things that you wouldn't normally see. So, folks, I'm telling you, this is a fun camera, and if you get your hands on one, I think you can have some fun. Watch my videos and see if it will help you to get this set up. One more caution is, not caution, but you do have to use the Wi-Fi to set it up and make changes. Like I told you, if you want to change it from vertical mounting to hanging mounting, you're going to have to go in and connect to Wi-Fi, and then you can make that change and do it. So that's the key thing that you want to think about. Okay, I want to thank you very much for watching my videos.